Hey guys, welcome back to Dede's Mediterranean Kitchen. Today we're going to be making one of my very own recipes called Volcano Feta. It's a nice, spicy, flavorful feta dip that goes great for an appetizer at a party with some pita chips. It's amazing and you're going to love it. Now, if you want this recipe or any of my other recipes, go to my website at DedeMed.com and you can join my Twitter or my Facebook for daily updates of what I'm cooking. Now, I'm going to show you the ingredients and then we're going to put it all together. I have some nice feta here. I have some red pepper flakes, fresh black pepper, roasted red peppers, SunDried tomatoes, fresh extra virgin olive oil, and pita chips. Now, originally I'm from Detroit, hence the Ford t-shirt. But when I moved out to California, I didn't know where I could get a lot of the ingredients that I used to cook a lot of the Mediterranean dishes that I do. So I discovered a place, it's a grocery store, it's called Trader Joe's. This place has amazing stuff and it's very, very cheap. I get all my roasted red pepper, the sun-dried tomatoes, the feta, the olive oil, the pita chips. It has amazing stuff and it's fresh. They have organic cheeses, organic vegetables, and a lot of their milks, cheeses have non-hormone fed cows, which is great because you don't get all of that stuff that you traditionally don't want in your milk and your cheese. If you don't have a Trader Joe's, because they're found mostly on the West Coast, you can always try Whole Foods. Whole Foods has a lot of this stuff as well. So check it out or just look for your local grocery store. A lot of them now have ethnic aisles where you can find a lot of this stuff. So we're going to start putting this together. It's really easy. If you're having a party, you can do this the day before. It only takes 15 minutes to put it together, but then you kind of want to let it refrigerate for about a couple hours so that the flavors really develop. I'm going to put my feta into a nice big bowl and I'm going to break up the feta with a fork, or you can use your fingers, but I want to break up the feta really fine, just like that. See, feta is already crumbly, but you just don't want any large chunks of feta in this dip. So just like that, I'm going to break it up with a fork. I don't like to use a food processor because then it's going to make the feta creamy, and I don't want the feta to be creamy. I want it to be crumbly. So just like that. Of course you can use your fingers and the process is a little bit faster, but it's a lot more dirtier. So just like that, almost done. Now my feta is all nice and crumbly. I think you can even buy the feta already crumbled up in the store, but it's a little bit more expensive and it only takes a couple minutes to do it at home, so just do it yourself and save a couple of bucks. So we're done with this. I'm going to put this aside. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get my roasted red pepper. Now I want to make sure not to use any of the excess moisture. Now if you want, you can roast your red peppers at home as well. These are really cheap, so I just like to buy it and it saves time. But again, you can roast it at home, cover it with a paper bag, with a plastic bag, and then just peel off the burnt skin, just like that. What we're going to do is we're going to chop it up very fine. You don't want any very large chunks of the red pepper. You just want it to be very fine. Some people like to even add onions to this, but I don't like to add the onions because I think the flavor is a little bit too overpowering. So you can see, let me move this. You can see the consistency of the red peppers. It's very, 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 very small cubes. Then we're going to add this to our feta. And I use the back of the knife because you don't want to dull your knife. Then this jar usually comes with 2 of them. And I'm going to use 2. I'm going to add the second red pepper to it. Make sure your red peppers are de-seeded. You don't want seeds in this recipe. I'll put this jar aside. Then we have our sun-dried tomatoes. Now, I like to get my sun-dried tomatoes that are stored in extra virgin olive oil. If you can't find that and you can only find the sun-dried tomatoes dried up in a bag, what you want to do is hydrate them. You can hydrate them in some extra virgin olive oil probably for about a day, or you can hydrate them in some warm water for a couple of hours, and that should plump them back up. What I'm going to do is just stack them up, and then I want to dice them up very fine, just like I did with the roasted peppers. Now these are a little bit more difficult to chop, so you want to be careful. Now we're going to add all the sun-dried tomatoes to our feta dip. I'm going to wash my hands because they're very slippery. Now we have our roasted red peppers and our sun-dried tomatoes. I'm going to add some red pepper flakes. That's why it's called Volcano Feta, because it's really spicy. I'm adding some fresh black pepper. Fresh black pepper just tastes so much better than already ground up black pepper. It has a very, strong taste. Just like that. I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And then we're going to mix this up with the fork very well, so it's very well combined. You kind of want to mash it with the fork. You want to mash all the ingredients together. Now it's a nice pink consistency, and you can see the little chunks of roasted red pepper and sun-dried tomato, and you can even see the black pepper in there. So what I'm going to do next is just make sure the black pepper is well combined. Just like that. And you can store this for up to a week in a nice airtight container. You can take it as a snack to work. You can serve this in a sandwich with some grilled chicken. It goes great. And some grilled onions with this. Oh, it tastes so good. Or you can, again, serve it as an appetizer. And just get a nice dish with some pita chips. These are store-bought pita chips, but again, you can make your pita chips at home really easy. Just going to put a nice big dollop of it right like that. Let me give this a taste. It's so flavorful. It's different than your regular salsa dip or cheese dip. Oh, you can taste the red pepper flakes. Again, after you mix it, let it sit in the refrigerator for about 2 hours before you serve it. It's amazing. You're going to love it. It's so easy and it's different than your regular day dip. Try this recipe and let me know what you think. And join me again for Dede's Mediterranean Kitchen.